to the SLUSH Motorsports podcast. Today we have a special guest with us, but as you know, I have my co-host here, PJ.
You already know.
And then, of course, an OG, a legend of SLUSH, Emery.
Hey, what's good, y'all?
And before we get started, let me go ahead and give a quick shout out to our sponsor for this podcast, which is Black Mountain Motorworks. They're letting us use this space today, so thank you. And also shout out to C4 Productions for filming this for us. Our guest, the one and only, Strat.
Man.
What's up?
He's the owner of Style Up Garage.
Yes, sir.
Man.
He's been in the community for a long time.
Long time.
He has a lot of history in the Colorado car culture. So thank you for being on the show with us today.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, man. It's good to have you, man. Good
Yes,
to have
sir.
you. How you feeling, man?
It's a little hot in here, but we good. I'm feeling good.
It's hot.
I'm feeling good.
I feel
you know?
good too.
You feel good?
Yeah.
I feel good. You feel good?
I'm
I'm
smooth.
good.
I'm good.
It feels good. It feels
Yeah,
good.
that's good. So, I mean, before we even dive into it, so like, life's good.
Life's good.
You
Shop's
feeling
good.
happy? Yeah.
I'm happy. You know, couldn't complain.
Okay,
Just living.
that's good. That's
Let's
good to
break
hear.
the ice, man.
Yeah.
Break
So,
the ice.
go ahead and tell us your
Oh,
upcoming
no.
in car culture. Like, what got you into cars, and like, what influenced you
How it
to
started.
be a car enthusiast?
Shh. That's a big question, bro. Man, it starts like way, way back when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, he's into cars, but like not into the. He's into like, you know, BMW M5
Mm-hmm.
from the factory. It's dope. It's good to go. Whatever.
I like the M5s.
Yeah. So he's always been a Beamer guy, but he's never been like too deep in the modifying cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like too much hands-on stuff. So obviously, shout out to Pops. He got me into the cars right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that,
Was he deep in the car culture?
I wouldn't say he was deep into it. He just, you know, he had a love for it.
Okay.
So growing up, I was always around cars, and I was always around motorcycles. He's always been a huge crotch rocket guy, right? So that's kind of what started all that. And then just being into like motorized things, you know, go peds, blah, blah, blah. So me and my boy, back when we were young kids, man, he had an older brother. And he, you know, he's in high school driving and stuff. We're in middle school, but he was into cars. And so we were always around it, you know. And then we had another buddy who was also with us all the time. So we just got hooked, bro. So at a very young age,
makes
I was
sense.
already
That's how it
around
happens.
all this car stuff. You know, like I remember when the Evos came out and like the Subarus came out in like 02, 03, you know, it was crazy back then.
People really like the Subarus. It's because like that's when like turbos really started.
Exactly. And
started
like,
getting on
you
more
know,
cars, yeah.
there were Subarus around, but there was not really any turbo Subarus that people
Right.
paid attention to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The first car I had was a 1999 Saab 9.3,
Yeah.
and like for a 90s car with the turbo, like
That was like,
That
that
was
was the
dope,
juice. That
but
was the sauce. You know what I mean?
no one would own that. Well, I'm not gonna say no one would own that car today, but it's not like a very popular sought after like
Yeah.
car enthusiast car.
Yeah.
You don't really see it. too
Yeah,
much.
it's funny you
Yeah,
brought that
it's
up. One of my best friends, he had a Saab back in the day. And that's how we had met. You know, he had this dope
That's crazy.
Saab. I don't remember what it was. It's like the weird hatchback one.
Yeah, mine was the
Yeah,
hatchback.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like the weird
That's
hatchback
crazy.
one. I always remember like there's something weird about like the transmission or something like connected to the, I don't know.
Yeah.
Some weird stuff. But he had a Saab back in the day, and it was just, you know, back then it was sick.
It was
you
sick.
know?
You get the little blow up valve,
Yeah,
turbo.
like I think he put like a bigger turbo on there, a blow off valve, front mount, blah
That's
blah,
crazy.
and he barely had to do any tuning. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's just like, you know, that this is back in like 2008, 2009, bro.
That's
so at this
crazy.
point, I'm already like 18 years old. You know, so
Is this in Colorado?
Yeah, it's in Colorado.
So were you born in Colorado?
No, I was born in North Carolina.
What? Oh, North Carolina.
Yeah, I moved to
Okay.
Colorado when I was about 7, so I call this home. You know, I've been
Okay.
there ever since.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
But not from Colorado. But you know,
That's dope.
all the things that I'm into
Mhm.
came from Colorado. So like I said,
Right.
this is home, bro. I
Right,
wasn't
okay.
born here, but
Respect.
I grew up here.
See, he's
you
been
know?
around.
So he's the OG.
So how
been
long have
around.
you been owning Style Up Garage?
Dude, so Style Up Garage is crazy, bro. So that it didn't start out as Style Up Garage off the bat, right?
Mhm.
So I had a job out of high school, did my thing, whatever, was making money, but I obviously had love for cars. Like in high school, bro, I'd be on my off period, right? And
Yeah.
you know, back then it was different than it is now, bro. Like the kids were just like that stuff was hot. It was new. It was good. Like all the kids had cars. Like
It's
you
a
know,
new experience.
Yeah, the high school
Like,
parking lot, bro, like just whips everywhere. So I would on my off
not
period
me.
take people's cars home, bro, and then put like a little intake on there or whatever, you
Yeah.
know. So I'd always work on cars.
Right.
But you know, I got a normal job,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going pretty high up in the job, and then you know, one day some bull crap happened, and I was like, you know what, I'm not meant to work for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm meant to do it myself.
Right.
And this was in high school?
This was when I was like 22.
22.
Still
Okay.
young.
So
Still
I'm
super
34 now. So this
Okay.
is when I was 22. So dude, me and my buddies decided we're like, yo, let's buy a fender roller. So back at around that time, all the stance stuff was getting huge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know, we're starting to learn about camber and blah blah. Obviously, you know, Florida, Cali, they already was as ahead of us, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, I'm gonna start rolling fenders and stancing cars.
Yep.
Right.
So I started a little company, and it was called SD Fenderworks. So everybody back in the day used to call me the stance doctor, right?
Oh, that's
So I was like, all right,
Okay.
so I'll pull that name out, and then
Yeah.
I made SD Fenderworks. So I started out doing it out of my garage, bro. I quit my job and bought a fender roller with my boys. Like, shout out to my boys.
That's smart.
Because we all pitched in on this roller, bro,
Yeah.
you know, and we didn't think that it was going to evolve to what it is now.
Yep.
So I bought a fender roller, started rolling cars, bro. And when I say rolling cars, I'm doing like 5 to 7 a day.
That's
Monday,
crazy.
Tuesday, Wednesday, all week. Sundays, no time off.
Out his garage.
Out of my
his house.
garage, bro, my house, on the driveway, whatever, blah, blah. So, you know, I did that for about like 2.5 years. And as I was doing that, people would come to the house, obviously, to drop their car off, get it fitted up, whatever I had to do
Right.
to it. And they would see my cars in the background, like in the garage. They're like,
Okay.
bro, who builds your cars? Like, who does that?
What kind of cars are we talking about?
So at the time so when I was in high school, my very first car, bro, and I think my dad probably saw the spark in me.
Yeah.
So when I was 14, shout out Pops, he went out and bought me a 2000 Honda Civic hatchback, right?
Okay.
And
Back
Straight
then,
into
that
the
was-
Honda
yeah.
game.
dude, straight into
Straight into
I
the
think
Honda game,
when
yeah.
Fast and Furious came out, bro, them 3 Civics.
I
bro,
know,
like,
that's crazy.
people
That's on
joke
the
about
highway.
that, but
Yeah.
that if
That
you were
was
really in
crazy.
that era, bro, like the 3 Civics robbing the trailer, bro, like that was
Yeah.
the shit.
Yeah, it was.
Like you
Yeah.
seen that, and
It
you
was
just
hard.
freaking like.
They had the underglow.
Yeah,
together.
bro. The iconic scene of when the camera
Yeah.
comes in and they just 1, 2, 3, just yeah, you know, like that was the shit, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
And so I fell in love with Hondas, bro. It was Hondas and the Eclipse GSX, right?
The Eclipse?
the 2 main cars of the movie.
I'm really
right?
curious about that car because I wonder if that'll ever really appreciate. And like,
They've gone back up. The thing about it is, like any old 90s Japanese car, nobody back then really thought they would be what they are now.
right.
You know, so
Right.
it's like
But
someone
I
buys a
like the
Civic
way
or
the
something.
Eclipse looked in the movie. Like,
Yeah.
it was hard.
Yeah.
I still think
That
it was
was
good to
that-
this day.
that was
but
that
people
era.
don't like.
Who was driving the
People don't
Eclipse?
buy the Eclipse as much as they would
Brian.
buy.
Yeah, it was Brian.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah,
Brian.
Brian.
Was
yeah,
it
yeah.
Brian
Yeah.
Spillner? I don't even remember.
It's
Yeah.
funny when we used to watch that movie. Like he used to always like, "Oh, I got the Evo, you got
Yeah,
the Eclipse." I'm
yeah.
like, "Why the hell you give me the Eclipse, man?"
That's hilarious. But no, so
Yeah, the Evo. was
I
hard.
had the Civic at 13, 14, and my parents surprised me with it, and I ended up doing a single cam turbo setup. No knowledge except for reading on the forums. You know, there was no YouTube videos. There was none of that.
Okay, I'm glad that you said that, and I want to pause you right there. That's like a big, clear difference between today and in the past.
Exactly.
Like, I think that's kind of like the difference between why people have such an opinion on people's bills now
Exactly.
versus they didn't back then.
Exactly.
Because everybody was looking for the information. They didn't
Yep.
have it. You had to
Yep.
go on the forums, or the place to get it was
Yep.
at the car meets.
The car meets, bro. And the thing is back then, not everybody, and it's still the same today. Not everybody's gonna tell you, "Oh yeah, bro, do this, this, and this to accomplish this." As a business owner in the industry, yeah, I'm gonna tell my customer that.
Right.
But
Yeah.
on the streets, bro, nobody's gonna. Hey, what'd you do here? Da, da, da. They're not gonna sit there and explain to you everything they did to produce what the car is doing, right?
Right.
So like back then, you had a couple guys who were willing to help, but you either had the forms, knowledge from someone you knew, or
Yep.
just sit there and stare at it, bro,
Yep. And guess what?
and figure it out.
Knowledge was like scarce back then. So
Yep.
it's like
Trial
when
and
the
error.
reason why you have Style Up
Yep.
Garage is because that's XP,
Yep.
that's knowledge, that's history. That's like money that's being spent,
Yep.
trial and error
Yep.
to get your car done right.
Yep.
Right.
So like the knowledge that you get now today on the internet is very accessible, and it's like all of this cost a lot of people a lot of money like back in the day. So
Yeah. Bro, you can go online and click in how to replace my clutch on a
Yep.
95 Accord,
Yeah.
right? And there's
You go on
probably
TikTok.
50 videos, right? You go on TikTok, whatever, bro.
Yeah.
Back then, you had to type on the form, and then if the homie who's on the forum, if he ain't doing nothing with his family, bro, you might get a response in 20 minutes. You might get a response on
Forever.
Friday when you
Yeah.
message them on Monday.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
true.
Nowadays,
And then you
it's
probably tried
instant.
it 2-3 times before
Yeah.
you even got a message back.
Yeah, and so it's like by the time he hits me back,
Yeah.
I already have a whole list of things that I've tried.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so the times are just different, bro. But
Yeah.
so that was my first car, and then after that, that car got totaled, and then after that, I had bought another Civic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the car that I still have that car today. I got that car when I was 17.
Okay.
And, that's kind of the car that started my name. And it was a 2000 Civic EX coupe.
Okay. So tell us what's done to the Civic. Like, what you have
So,
done?
it started out as when I first got it in high school, it was just a little single cam. And then when I was like 16, I did my first B Series swap on it. And then, after that, the car just kept evolving, And then eventually it was like a B16 turbo and blah, blah, blah. And then, I was really into the stance thing back then. I still am. I still love a good stance car. Don't get me wrong, but I'm old, bro.
Yeah.
I be bouncing around. Very minimal, you know what I mean? So, I had like the big wheels. And back then, that was like probably like 2012, 2011. This is obviously I've been doing cars for a minute up to this point. I was fitting big wheels on small cars. That's when the camber and everything. A lot of people think that's lame, but that it was big back then. It was popular.
I mean, it's growing like fast.
It's growing.
Yeah,
the stance thing is not new.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not.
we've been doing it for years and years and years. But back then, we didn't really know how to on certain cars get front camber. So you'd have a little bit of front camber and then the rear would just be boom.
So what's more impressive to you? Is it a bagged car or like a static stance car?
You're gonna get me in trouble, bro.
He said the B word.
You're gonna get me in trouble, bro. We install a lot of bags at my shop.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
No hate towards anyone on bags. I'll install your bags. But drive it how you park it, bro. Static all day.
It's more respectable.
All day,
More
bro.
respectable?
All
Yeah.
day.
Respectable.
Snug
Yeah,
it in there.
that
get
makes
some-
Snug it in there, bro. Get the right spring rate. Sit it lip to fender or tuck it however you like it. But I do like bags. I think they're cool. But I mean, dude, I'm a static guy, bro.
Yeah.
Static ain't for
Honestly,
everybody.
like
It ain't for everybody.
bags, every person that I've known that has had bags has had similar experiences
Yeah.
with it catching on fire, or they always got to buy another one. Like,
Oh man,
most people I know
I'm
with
late
bags
for work. My
are not
shit
on
ain't
their-
airing up.
You said what?
I'm late for work. My shit ain't airing up.
yeah, it's not airing up. Then it's like,
Compressors ain't working.
yeah, I've seen, and I haven't even owned it myself, and I just seen
you
it happen
see
to other people.
A
and I'm
line
like, oh.
popping.
Yeah.
There's a lot of maintaining
Something
the
rubbed
bags.
through the bag.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think people like the convenience though, of just like
Of course. That's
pressing the
reason
button,
that's the
airing
reason
up
why-
Yeah.
instead of going sideways over a bump.
It does look good though. Like, I
does.
respect it.
It
I
does.
just don't want to go through that.
Like I said, I
that
install
experience.
a lot of bags, bro. No hate to bags, but personally,
Okay.
static is better.
Static's better.
I
Static
gotta
is
get
better.
into the fleet, man. So what's your fleet right now? What you got?
Oh man.
Yeah, what's the current fleet?
The current fleet, bro.
He got to think about which one he wants us to name first.
There's a lot. You really want the whole thing?
Give me
This
your top
collection
five.
nice.
Give me your
I
top
mean,
top
okay,
five?
like how many cars in total?
I think I'm at like 20 right now.
20 cars?
Yeah, I've been
That's
this year's a weird year for me, bro. I have attachment issues, right? So like I don't sell
Bro.
nothing.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
I don't know how, because I seen people buy cars, they really like it, then they sell it, buy another car, sell it, and they just keep flipping it. And I'm like,
Yeah, they just go through cars.
I'm like, these are dream cars
Yeah,
for me, and
yeah.
I'm like, I want to
Keep them.
keep them. Like,
yeah, most
that's
of the time when people ask me like, "Dang, like that car's dope. Like, when'd you get it?" And I tell them, "Oh, I've had this for like 10 years, bro."
Yeah.
They're like, "What?"
yeah.
I have my cars for a while,
Yeah.
bro.
I
I'm
feel
just like a car hoarder.
That's
you know?
that's two type of enthusiasts right there.
Yeah.
One that can like not hold on to that relationship, and then the other that just holds on to it
Yeah.
just like you. But that's crazy.
Well,
20?
there's something about each car that hits you different. You know
Right.
what I mean? So like, you said my top 5, bro. I got a 07 STI Pro White Limited. They only made I think 800 of those. I got one of those. I got Evo 8, 9, and 10.
That's
My
a flex.
Integra, the right-hand drive Type R that I'll be bringing out lately this year. That's definitely up there. I have so many cars, bro.
I was
That's
saying
dope.
that
It's
was 5 right there. I think.
I can't even say just 5, bro.
What's the fastest car you got?
Nothing, because nothing's done.
Okay.
They're done, but they need to be tuned. But
They're never done though.
yeah, they're never
You
done.
know?
I would say my fastest car. I'm building a pretty badass Evo right now. That's
in the
been
works.
under the works. I've been quiet about it. I'm really
Okay.
usually quiet about all my stuff.
So this is the secret.
So I
Okay.
honestly, I just let it out. So sorry, y'all. You know, I wasn't gonna tell anyone, but I'm building a
Sauce.
pretty badass Evo right now.
I can't wait to see it.
That's
gonna be dope.
The Type R Integra, the black one.
Mm-hmm.
That thing's pretty sauced up. But I'd probably say,
Let's not forget about that EG, man.
yeah, I just grabbed another EG.
Man.
Yeah, the fastest car that I'm gonna own is probably gonna be the Evo. You know, it's
Okay.
it's a 7385
Yeah, those
built
things.
motor, whatever. You know?
Man, like I driven a Evo.
Yeah,
like
I
once.
remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it had a fat single turbo.
Yep.
It had crazy turbo lag too.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Well,
let's see
when
what
that
this
shit
thing's
wake up,
about.
you
Yeah,
feel
it was
like,
like 700. It was like 700 horsepower. I was like, let me just give it a little bit.
Yeah.
The boost was building so slow, and then it just like started dancing down the highway,
Yeah.
and I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Evos are fun
yeah,
cars.
it was
bro.
a good experience.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I love everything, but my heart is I'm probably a Honda guy.
Honda,
Yeah, I can build
Okay.
anything, whatever, but like
I respect
Japanese,
that.
anything Japanese.
I respect it.
But my number one love is Honda, bro. You know,
Okay.
it's just something about them.
So we're going to backtrack a little bit. Tell me what you think about today's car enthusiast, or what it's like being a car enthusiast in today's world versus, a decade or two ago. Like, what are the clear differences for you?
Between like today's car enthusiasts and back in the day,
Yes.
we didn't have everything, at a click of a button. And like nobody understands how far that went. Because now it's like you don't have to try so hard to obtain that part or that knowledge. You can just find it, boom, by a couple clicks. So like the heartache and the late nights, there's a lot of guys who are still doing that, but like a lot of the younger crowd, they don't understand how that actually feels. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like your style was a presence of your car. Now a lot of the things that I see too is, oh, that car is cool. I want to make my car look like that.
Right.
So then
Yeah.
you have a car that is badass on Instagram or something, and then you got a similar car that might not be executed the same way, just like it,
Right.
because it's something that they wanted to follow. So there was really no like.
It also amps up like the competition too.
Yeah, it does,
Like,
but there's like where's like the pride behind that? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
you're right, yeah.
It is the
it's
expression
hard to
of
call
art.
it your own.
yeah.
You know, it's not
And
original.
honestly, that's like technology's problem, because like innovation, we're just innovating at even a faster rate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like year after year, we just keep becoming more advanced.
Yep.
So I think it's like, it definitely is a tech problem.
It is.
Yeah.
So you say
It's a
it's
social
more
media thing.
organic back then, like
I mean, people would hide
It was
their,
more
they
real
would-
back then
yeah.
Yeah.
than it is now.
And it'll be exciting to take your stuff to a meet, because it's like, oh, no one's seen this, and
Yeah.
this will be the first time.
Yeah.
Right.
So like,
Nowadays,
You
you,
always
see
display-
the car, you see the post go up before you ever even see it in person.
Well, bro,
Yeah,
it's
you know
like
what I
it's
mean?
like when a car show happens, right?
yeah.
And we post like the flyers of this car's gonna be there, or selected elite, whatever, right? So now it's like, cool, boom, there's a picture of that car there, and it's like, I already know what I'm about to see.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm hyped to see it in person, but 9 times out of 10.
So you think
bro,
those things should be kept like hidden when it comes to car shows?
I think it should be kept hidden, but I also think, don't even get me started on the car show thing, bro.
That's a whole nother discussion.
I mean,
The car
we don't
show,
talk about it.
the word show car
Mhm.
is very broad.
Yeah. Okay. What makes a car show car?
Everything touched.
Detail.
Everything.
Everything touched, details. And I'm not saying like, all right, most days now, right? You go to a car show. Bags, wheels, some sweet wrap, maybe a nice trunk setup, maybe some race seats.
Call it a day.
You go to a car show and you go to like my booth, for example, and like Rico Subaru, for example, that we built, right? It's a WRX, shaved engine bay, built motor, rotated, custom interior, custom trunk,
Right.
custom paint. The
And
whole
those are usually
undercarriage.
like the best of show cars.
Exactly. And
Right.
so it's like, I judge a lot of the shows out here.
Yeah, you
and,
judged
I enjoy
one of
it.
our shows.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
enjoy judging them, but it's like, I do know that people get a little upset that
Mm-hmm.
I allow the same car to win like, an award more than once, okay?
Right.
And like, I get where you're coming from, but put yourself in that person's shoes. You dumped your heart and soul and like your whole bank into this car, and you built it for a purpose, a show car, right?
Mm-hmm.
That car having so much heart and thought into it, how can you compare that to a car that's just wraps, bags, wheels, blah, blah, blah? It's not a fully done car.
Right.
So the word car show or show car to me, bro, is just a lot of people think differently of what that means.
So then, what do you think about like when it's just like a specific category where it's like best wheels or like best engine bay?
Great categories.
Okay, so you do
But
like
I
it
don't
when it's
have
broken
much
up
to
like
judge
that?
off of because a lot of people don't touch those parts.
Right.
So it's like, all right, cool. I can
Right,
see it.
yeah.
Everybody
There's
gets wheels,
there's a
but
badass
It's for
car
who
here.
it applies to,
Yeah,
basically. Yeah.
there's a badass
but
car
it should
here,
apply
but
to everybody.
I can't give you, oh, your wheels are clean, blah, blah, blah. You're trying to compete on best wheels, da, 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 and there's some ESRs
Yeah.
or some Rotas, right? I
Right.
can't. How can you compare that to like the guy over here who has a set of BBS RS?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
how does that work?
Yeah.
And so I think that's the difference between back then and today is these kids just don't understand the difference.
Gotcha.
And I get it. You get what you can afford, bro. I'm not
Right.
hating on anyone's bankroll or how they build their car.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying there's so much more attention to detail that goes into it.
Yeah.
Back then, we couldn't go on Fitment Industries and freaking click my car with this wheel spec and tire spec and boom, yeah, I want that. You know what I mean?
Right.
You would sit there and you would see a part, some rare ass part, and you'd want it,
Right.
and you would work your ass off, get your bankroll up
Yeah.
to buy that one part, and you would be so hyped about it.
Yeah.
That's not the same today, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And,
just not.
and I think like what really carries that is like, I don't know, it's like a double-edged sword because it's like a good thing at the same time because people love cars so much that they want to be involved.
Right.
That's it.
And think about it. Think about it. Look at the way times are nowadays. Everything has accelerated, right?
Mhm.
So now it's a rush to get that
To get
car
involved,
done.
yeah, it
You know
is.
why, though?
Nobody
It
takes
is.
their time.
Nobody ain't patient.
No, yeah, everyone's impatient, but it also goes down to in today's world, bro. Especially like the younger kids coming up, everybody just wants to be a part of something.
Everybody has to be seen.
Exactly.
True.
Everybody
And that's
wants
why-
to
to
be
be a
relevant.
part of something.
That's why I think we have the issues with the takeovers is because like you have social media.
Mhm.
People are becoming car enthusiasts like faster than ever before
from
because of
social
that.
media.
But they're never properly educated on how to be a car enthusiast.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the goal of like SLUSH is there needs to be a platform or a place where people can be educated on how to actually do it because we all had those initial jitters where it's like let's go out and try a donut, like that's the excitement.
Yep.
But we all became mature and now
Yep.
we understand it a different way.
Yep.
And that has to be passed on.
Exactly.
Like it's important for people like you to keep coming to meets. Like if you're an OG in the car scene, you need to be
Yeah.
at meets.
You need to be at
because
meets,
if
man.
if you have an opinion, you can go
Yep.
ahead and share it with
gotta
these people.
Hey,
educate
I will
the
say
youth.
this. Out of all the guys I know that own shops and stuff like that, I'm probably one of the only ones that goes out to the local meets, the
You
shows,
do.
blah, 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 and
Yeah.
I love conversating with all you guys. Everybody out there, a lot of people approach me, they want to talk, da, da, da. That's what I like to do. I feel like when I go out and I'm able to interact with these kids, these people, these grown-ass people, these young-ass people who are doing cars, whatever, that reminds me on why I do what I do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I like to be out at Nationwide or when the slush, I like doing all of that stuff so I can interact with people, my clients, new clients, whatever.
Right.
So it's just, I don't know. The times have changed, bro. And also, you got to remember, it comes with growth, too. A lot of these guys, they used to do that when I was younger.
Right.
I see all these crazy shop owners out there, but now they have families.
Yeah.
They got kids to attend to. Like, they're busy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So,
And like speaking of shops, like how do you feel about you being a shop owner?
okay.
You have a lot of experience probably dealing with other shops.
Of course.
I'm sure you hear stories about other shops.
Of course.
What is it like to be like from the customer's perspective? What do you think is like to be in this environment today?
From a customer's
From
perspective?
a customer's perspective.
So you're saying,
yeah.
like,
I need some work done. I hit you up.
like
Like them not knowing who to trust.
who to
or-
trust? Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
like how would someone even find the right shop?
that's the thing, bro.
And how do you feel about other shops? It's like how do you feel about the
Dude,
industry?
there's a lot of shops that as I was coming up, I looked up to, like Scott, who owns MoFab. Him and I have been friends for a long time, and he's seen my come up, and I always looked up to how he did things, or like Lucas, who owns Cars Performance, bro. Like he's another guy that I'm just like, dude, he doesn't really do much performance anymore, but Sam at Import Sports, Brent at PFI, you know, all these guys, as a kid growing up, I just would focus on them and see them at the track or whatever. And like the way that they run their business, there's a reason why they've been around for 20 years. You know what I mean? So it's, there's a lot of shops that do things that are questionable when I see it. But you know, everybody builds cars differently. You know, I'm not hating on the shit, but
Like what? What do you see, man?
it just that's a big question again, bro. You know?
What do
I
you
just
see?
see some stuff. You know, I've seen some stuff.
I mean, well, like if they're a new car enthusiast, it's like you get excited. You're gonna go to the shop and
But that's the thing.
and you
about
have
it,
no.
bro. And again, it comes with what's in today's world, right?
right,
So like,
Yeah.
you're gonna get your phone up and you're like, hell yeah, I just got a new car. Like I'm hyped. I'm trying to get someone to work on it.
You
Most
just Google
kids today are gonna
BMW performance shop.
or they're gonna go on their Instagram and they think this guy is so hot, like this dude's tight, bro. Like it's banging over there because of what his Instagram looks like.
Right.
Then they're gonna go there, and they're gonna get burned.
Right.
So it's like your following doesn't justify the work you produce, bro. And that's what I think these kids today don't understand.
Yeah,
That's facts.
Just because you have 100K doesn't mean
Yeah.
that your bills is 100K. Like they're not 100. You know what I mean? And some are, most are, but some aren't.
Right.
I view like all the shops are important to each other
100%.
because
I do a lot of work with a lot of shops, bro, and I
Right.
think that's how it should be.
right,
I don't hate on nobody. I don't do nothing. I stay on the south side
right,
in my little nook, bro, and I just work and
Yeah.
do my thing.
There's
You know?
not too many shops that do everything
Exactly.
in-house.
Right.
You know, you
Exactly.
kind of
Yeah.
need to leverage each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, I have Adam at ASC. He does all of our fabrication for us, you know. When I need tuning, I'll go to MoFab for my Subarus, or I have Brent do my Hondas and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Me and my boy Desmond, he owns Performance Destination. It's in Florida.
Yep.
We do the Evos in-house, you know,
Nice.
and I network with everybody because why can't we all make money together
Yep.
and continue to just grow? There's
Yeah.
so many car enthusiasts out here, bro. There's so many cars. We have work for everybody.
right.
So it's like I don't understand the guys who go out and say, "Oh no, you shouldn't go to that shop, bro." But we can get you right
Well
in
then,
mine. I
well,
just don't get
people
that.
say that sometimes because it's like, let's say you take your car to a shop
Okay.
and then you have a bad experience,
Okay.
right? This is the
Yeah.
first shop you go to.
Well, that's
So-
gonna kill everything for you after.
Exactly.
You go to the first shop and get burned. How are you supposed to trust any other shop? And
Exactly.
that's what puts a
That's
damper
why
on
it's
all of us
important.
guys who are trying to do right to everybody.
Exactly. That's why it's important that
Yep.
everyone is like
Yep.
working together because that standard needs to be upheld.
Yep.
Because now it is easy to actually take advantage of new car enthusiasts
It
that
is,
come
bro.
on the scene.
It
'Cause they
is,
don't
bro.
know.
Like
Yeah.
it's it's insane to me when I see people get burned, but then they go back.
Yeah.
You know?
It's because
maybe-
it's like, oh, like, I got to give. Well, it's kind of like you give your car to someone, you want them to finish the job.
Yeah.
So then if they give you like another plea deal, it's like, okay, like,
Yeah, deal,
please,
all
like,
that, yeah.
finish it this time. But then it's like, you learn twice.
You learn twice.
You know, and then now it's, you got a stain in your mouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
But it's like a barber, right? So
Exactly.
I
was
always go
just
to the
about
same
say
barber.
something similar to
When you
that.
find a good shop,
Yes, sir.
you stick with the same shop.
Stick with the same
Facts.
shop, bro.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
That's how it is in
Yep.
car culture. I
Yeah.
feel like. Yeah.
And that's another thing that's like new today too, is a lot of guys will go to this shop, that shop, that shop. But I also notice a lot of people will come to your shop and they'll get friendly with you, right? And they'll be buddy, always wanting to hang out, stop by, blah 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 blah. But until you can't do something for
Oh,
them,
They're on your ass, I bet.
they're not even on your ass, bro. They just go somewhere else. And it's like, okay,
Oh.
where was the realness in that? Where was the trust?
Right. And you
They're
put yourself
only-
kind of more at risk because now
Exactly.
your car's been in two hands.
You don't know.
I told Emery right here. I said this like a week ago to you. There's two things that I notice when customers like that come in. Right,
Mhm.
is the first thing they want to be your homie,
Mm.
and then the second thing is they want to be your homie because they want that discount.
Right.
Right. So
The hookup.
You gotta
as soon as
gotta
can't
establish the
offer
difference.
that-
You gotta
as soon as
establish the
can't
difference.
offer that, bro, or you're not giving them what they want. They're gonna slide from you to the next, bro.
Right.
But not holding that loyalty
Mm.
is why a lot of these cars don't get done correctly.
Right.
because it's like, oh, I was going here, but like, you know, he's a little expensive on the clutch or da da da, or like, you know, I'll see it on the forums, bro, and yeah, I'll say it. I don't care. I see it on the Evo pages all the time.
Yeah.
Looking to get my clutch done. What shops are there? What shops got the best price? And I'll look and it's a customer of mine, and I'm like, oh, okay, like I worked on your Evo. You know what we do,
Right.
but you're on the page asking.
Yeah.
And I don't comment. I don't say anything, because you know why? After a day or two, I'll get a text or a call. Hey man, do you think you can do my clutch? You knew where to go in the first place, bro.
Right.
You've already been here, and I've already told you.
Yeah.
But I don't judge.
the
I
price
don't
on
care,
it.
bro.
Just kidding.
You're either gonna fuck with me or you're not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when that comes down to that, is like, that's on you.
Right.
I'm not obligated to be like, hey, bro, you should come here.
Yep.
You're gonna choose to come here.
Right.
I never was.
And you gonna
I
take
never
care
was
of
that
them?
guy, bro.
Like, out of anybody in the car scene, I've heard the most reviews. They use your name.
Yeah.
Like, I hear your name.
Whenever
a
we
lot.
have a post go
Yeah.
up and somebody's like, hey, who can roll fenders or who
Strat.
can do something?
Yeah.
It's like 20 people tag this
Yeah.
fool.
So your work speaks for itself.
And that's all I should do, bro. You're not gonna catch me on the Facebook groups and when somebody's like, hey, I'm looking to get my car worked on. Where should I go? I'm not gonna go on your post and be like, hey, you should come to my shop.
Mhm.
People will tag me, and I'll like the tags. But at the end of the day, ultimately, you can choose. All these shops are good guys.
Yep.
But I don't feel like I need to go on there and be like, hey, yeah, we'll take care of you. You're going to choose me if you want to choose me, bro. I'm not going to compete with all these 10 other dudes on here trying to get work from you.
Okay.
That's just not how I roll.
Okay.
You're either going to come to Style Up or you're not. If you're not, the next guy will.
Okay.
It's just how it
Throw the
goes.
style up.
All right. I got a real
the
strong
style
question
up.
for you.
Ah, great. Great. Here, what is it? What is it? Let me hear this.
An Integra versus a Skyline.
Bro, you can't ask me that question.
Which one
bro.
would you pick and why?
Oh man, they're both good cars. First of all,
Okay.
but if you're telling me to choose one or the other, I'm choosing the Type R Integra all day. Why?
Why?
It's an overall performer, dude. Like the Skyline is a performer. I get that, but like if you're taking it back to like, you know, the option videos and stuff like that, like the R32 GTR versus like the, you know, 94 Integra Type R. The Integra Type R just from the factory a track car. Like, you know, that car has set times.
So you don't think the Skyline was like the track car?
The Skyline was too. They both have their own records, bro. But like,
Okay.
I think the Integra Type R performs better than a Skyline. Stock for stock. I'm saying stock for stock.
Stock for stock.
Stock
Okay.
for stock. Yes.
Stock for
yes.
stock.
I like both, but
What about like the visual aspects? You think an Integra looks visually more
Trying to get
appealing?
a win, man.
No, I'm
Bro.
just
trying to get a win.
bro.
He really he reaching.
All right. Skyline.
Nah,
owners,
just
I'm sorry,
I
but
wanna know
the
your
32
perspective.
is not my vibe. The 32 is ugly to me.
Okay.
The 34.
I like the 32.
The 34 is okay. The taillights, meh. The 33 is the best one.
The 33?
The 33 is the best one.
Yeah. I like the 33.
The Integra is great in any year. You know, like I said, Honda Superior.
Said
bro.
any year.
Honda Superior, bro.
So it was like faster, better handling. Like,
just like, dude, come on, you buy an Integra like Type R, bro, or you buy a Type R back then, and it's like, oh damn, like I'm revving this bitch up to 8,000 RPMs, like from the factory, bro. That's crazy. Like
okay.
back then, it wasn't like now. Like back then, when that car dropped, it was like, what? Like how's
So
it
then
doing that?
what-
You know?
What car to you is king of car culture? Is it the Integra?
No.
Why? See, that's kind of.
But that can go
But okay, go ahead.
a ton of different ways, bro.
What car is king of car culture?
What car is a king
Yeah.
of car culture? Are we talking like racing aspect or just like the car?
Just a manufacturer.
Because if you're talking like racing, bro,
It's a subjective question.
all right, then the king of car culture right now, the king of cars, all drive Hondas, bro.
Whoa.
You're not
I need
like all drive Hondas, bro. Like, you know,
wasn't
the
expecting
top
that
10
answer.
list, bro. Like, I mean, come on, all drive Honda Civic is going 6 seconds, bro. 7 seconds, bro. Like,
yeah, that's
what?
fast.
They
They weigh
in
like-
a tin
You can get
can,
them to
bro.
weigh like nothing.
An
Yeah.
all-wheel
Yeah.
drive Honda, they just went 6.1.
No, I think
Speed Factory.
Speed Factory is like 6.9. I can't remember the list.
Well,
bro.
I think they just beat it again recently.
Did they? I haven't seen that. If they did, I
Either
haven't seen
way,
that.
6-second car, dude. Like
All-wheel drive Hondas, bro.
So what about like the R35?
It's a nasty car, bro. It is, but
When you
like,
build it up like
I've
that.
told you this before. I've
Yeah,
told everybody
you
this
know?
before. I'm a 3-pedal type of guy.
Yeah. Okay.
I
got
can't
you.
do the 2 pedals, man.
I
You
got
know,
you.
I feel like
So then that's another thing on why you think it is king of car culture is because manual.
bro. Imagine being in the cockpit of like a 7-second all-wheel drive Honda, or even just a 7-second front.
Nah,
drive Honda.
I've been in some fast Hondas,
It's
and the
like-
experience is just
It's
different.
different, bro.
It's
It's
like,
different.
whoa.
You have to handle that. Shit.
Yeah, it's like,
Think
whoa.
about it.
I
Think
mean?
about it.
Yeah.
How many people have owned GTRs? How many people have owned Hondas? Damn near everybody's owned a Honda, bro. So everybody's gotten to
I feel the
get.
same way a little bit about Corvette, though, man.
Yeah.
You think Corvette's king of car
it
culture?
could be?
You think Corvette's a king of car
Could
culture,
be.
bro?
Think about it. Old and young.
All right.
Corvette.
Let's
They might have had it back in the day.
keep the. I'll put the R35 can stay in the category, bro, but the supercars can't be in the category. So minus a supercar. So no Lambo, no R8, whatever.
Okay.
Because a twin turbo Lambo, twin turbo R8, bro. Come on.
Right.
Not much is touching that. Even an all-wheel drive Honda's probably not touching that. They do, but it depends. You know what
R35?
type of scenario it's in.
The
You know what I
R35?
mean? The R35 is a savage, bro.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is savage.
I don't see an R35.
There's some fast Evos, some fast Supers.
It's fast everything, bro.
Yeah.
But it's like the R35s, bro. They just go fast.
Yeah, they
And those are
yeah.
essentially still new. Like
Yeah.
Honda's been doing this shit for a long time,
Yeah.
bro.
Mhm.
Like
R35. I mean, come on. You go to when we're out at the slush meet, right, on
Yeah.
a Sunday, and all the R35 and shit roll up. 800, 1,000, 1,200, 1,400. That's like normal in those cars,
Mhm.
right?
When it comes down to it, out the box, Corvette. You got that power with it.
Out the box though.
We're saying out the
Like-
box, like from the factory.
Yeah, we
That's
talking
what I'm
about
saying.
from
I'm
factory?
thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking because he said it's subjective.
Exactly, it's subjective.
What,
So I'm like out the box.
Okay, what's
Like a
our
ZL1?
what's our years here? What's our year
I need a
break
time
here?
range.
Okay, so what's the king of car culture like in today's decade, time period, and then the one right before us? The 90s, the 2000s.
It shifts so much, dude. I feel like now, like in this point in time, everybody's trying to go crazy with like these BMWs.
Mm.
The
And-
Beamers are wild.
Dude, like
Bro, a lot of people are
Beamers are
buying
huge,
them.
you know?
Yeah.
Like
Tired of
There's
it.
so
right
many of them
now.
in the street in Colorado.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Honestly, bro,
the
like
technology just
yeah.
keeps getting crazy.
I've been really
They
feeling
sound
like
good
the,
when they, like-
the Audi TTs, bro.
I like the Audi
five
They're
TTs.
doing
cylinders.
some work, bro.
of yeah.
They're doing work.
Like
They're
what's that
doing
one
work.
dude? One stock, bro.
Yeah, one stock.
Like,
Yeah.
bro, I'm like,
Yeah.
damn. Like how?
Yeah.
Like that's cool. Like you
Yeah.
just back then that was
Is he still
something
in
that
the
was cool.
Audi? I don't even know.
He
I don't
still
know.
has
I
it.
think he
He
switched. He's in
doesn't-
the BMW
He's
too, though.
doing, yeah, he's in the B50.
Everyone's
now,
into
the M240.
the
The
240 or the
58.
340.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now they're starting to do the 240
Yeah.
since they just hit the sevens.
Yeah. And I think Brian at M5X, he's been doing the big singles on the G80s, which I mean,
Yep.
insane, bro. Like
They
it's
just
just
move.
crazy
Yeah.
what they do with like such a small bit of money.
Yeah.
But if you're talking like
So to you, it's the BMWs.
maybe around
And I understand
now,
your
maybe
So
around
yeah, in
now.
today's
Yeah.
era,
Yeah.
what car do you think is like, damn, the king?
You could you could say those right now just for popularity reasons, and like it's an accessible car. Like people can't have the money to be able to own those, you know.
That's
Like-
another. That's actually that's facts, bro.
Accessibility can be a
That's
factor.
another hard thing too, because you know kids today can go out and get a car note on a new Beamer or something like that, bro. But it's like if a kid wants to buy a nice Evo 8 or 9, right? No bank's loaning you 30, 40K for this car that was built
To
in
that, yeah.
03. You feel me?
Which though, like
So I think that's why the newer cars are getting so popular, is because it's hard for these kids to get the older cars now,
Yeah.
bro.
Yep.
No one thought a fucking Evo was gonna be $40,000 or fucking 2000 Civic Si
Yeah.
20 grand. Like you know,
Yeah.
I bought a Civic Si
Appreciation.
back when I was younger for
Yeah.
$1,500.
like he
you
said,
know?
like the appreciation though, like it's
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 gone
like-
through the roof.
a lot of people are getting their dream cars quicker than ever,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend starting with something that you like,
Oh yeah.
build it,
A
get
firm's
something
a real thing, brother.
that you want again and again. Like don't just jump all the way to like imagine if someone just jumped to a SVJ and it's like, dang, I just
but
went.
that can happen now.
Yeah, it can happen now,
Bro,
So it's
just like time and cars have changed and gotten bigger, so is people's wallets.
yeah.
Right.
If you want a
The
longer,
money is longer nowadays.
Right.
than it
you
was
want a
back
longer
then.
lasting car enthusiast lifestyle, take your time being an enthusiast and
100%.
experience it all.
100%.
It's gonna make you better at the end of the day.
100%.
Like,
People at the shop give him so much shit because his car will sit there for months. Wow, like he takes his time with it. He's not in a rush to build this car. He got the coolest cars, but he'll let it sit.
I've got
He's
a,
like, I'll get to it once I get to it.
Yeah.
I got like a 94. It's a 95 actually. I got a 95 Integra that I'm doing like a drag build on.
Yeah.
And I've been building this car for, it's a buddy of mine who passed away, and I was able to get the chassis from his mom, and I've probably changed the setup on that car in the past like 3 years, probably like 4 times, bro.
You just want to get it perfect.
That's the thing is, like, you know, I'll put this combination together, and then I'll be like, I don't think, what happens is I'll put the combination together, and then I'll go to the track,
Right.
and then I'll see that class run, and I'm like, that's not going to cut it.
Yeah.
So then I'll go back to the drawing board, and then let's change this, and this. So it never ends for me, bro. But like when that day comes where my cars are done, like the black Integra, you know, when that car got finished, I was like, all right, this is worth it. Originally, that car started out as, I bought it from a buddy. It sat in the garage as a shell for a couple of years. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to put this car together, just something cool, something quick. Let's just do a K24 all motor, leave it alone. And it turned into what it is now, bro. Like,
That's
K24, 67,
It's a whole
66.
process. Yeah.
It's on fuel tech now. It's like,
Yeah.
I had a budget of like 10 grand. It's like,
Dang.
when you pass 10K, you're like, does it really matter how much I'm spending, bro?
It doesn't.
And it just
Not when it
kinda,
comes to cars.
yeah, it went from what did I say? I was gonna get that car done in like a few months. That few months turned into 1 year.
Dang.
But that 1 year was worth every time spent on that car.
Because that car is just disgusting now.
That's what it's about. It's the experience.
Yeah.
The process.
Yeah.
Like, people always want the end goal.
Yep.
But it's like, in reality, time is money, right?
Time is money.
So
bro.
if you spend the most time in the process, isn't that the most valuable part?
You know, someone told me this years ago, and it's something that I it's on my Facebook like bio thing, bro. But quality has no fear of time, and that shit set with me for so long, and that's how I base what I do now off of that quote, bro. It's like quality has no fear of time, bro, and it really doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, if you want something done correctly, it's gonna take a little bit of time.
Yep.
And that could be, you know, you're a shop building your car, or you wanting these parts for your car, whatever. It's like, take your time, bro. There's no rush. It's all for you at the end of the day.
Right.
And,
It's
and
all
that's what I
learning
want to
curves.
see come back. You
It's
know what I
all
mean?
learning curves. At the end of the day, everything's a hypothesis, right? If I do this, and this is related to this, then I expect this to happen.
Yep.
Okay, then act on it, and then you get the result. You either move forward, depending on the data you collect, and you make a different decision, or you double down on what you did if it worked.
Yep.
Right? Like, that's what it's all about. That whole process that you go through.
Right.
You know?
And that's what a lot of kids today lack, is they don't get a chance to go through that process.
Right.
You know, again, like I said, money's longer today, right?
Yeah.
So now it's like you got this kid who's 16 years old, and he's really into the car stuff, and he's got dad who's got big bank, you know, and it's like, hey, I want that.
Right.
Boom, he's into a build right off the bat. You know, and it's like the knowledge isn't there. None of that's really there. The
respect
experience
ain't
isn't there. The respect's not there. And like, you know, it's like, what did you learn from that? Really nothing. That's cool you have that car.
Right.
But like for me, it's like the enjoyment from building the car from the ground up will always just kill expectation
Yeah,
of
that
it,
makes
just
sense.
getting it. You know what I mean?
So, do you like supercars then?
No.
Like at all.
Porsche GT3 or GT2 is sick, but I'm not a supercar guy, bro.
Okay. why
My
don't you
friends
like
give me crap
supercars?
all the time. Like, why don't you buy this? Why don't you buy that? Like, you could buy this, you could buy that. Like, I do pretty well for myself, but like at the end of the day, there's my enjoyment still hits so hard cruising around in a 99 Civic. You know what I mean? Or like,
Yeah.
I have a 2006 TSX, bro.
Yeah.
It's a dope car.
Yeah.
It looks cool, but like I drive it, so I know it's a piece of shit, bro. Second gear pops out, you know, like the bumper it's cracked, so it always falls off on a big bump. I get such enjoyment driving that car, bro. I don't know.
Good. That's real. Like, I feel that.
I'm stuck in where I came from, bro. Like, that's what I like, bro. I like old 90s cars, bro. I'm not into supercars. So it's like, you know, I was looking to buy something new, and I was like, I'm gonna get in a different car, and I ended up picking up a '95 Civic Hatch. It's gonna be clean as hell and dope, but like for me, that's my supercar, bro.
I like
I
that.
just love it.
And
It's
like
dope.
you keep the culture alive.
Yeah.
Like, and you also are very fruitful to other people.
Yeah.
You know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah.
Like you're working on something with Emery right now,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
Like it's good.
Yeah.
Anybody in the Honda community, definitely go to Strat. Like he knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like
For sure. I
lots of
appreciate that.
experience.
It's
Yeah.
like Emery said, bro. I have a lot of experience with a lot of different platforms, bro. So like
That's
back
right.
when I was
Evos,
like,
you got some Evos that you
yeah, I
work
built
on.
anything
all the
Japanese,
car-
bro. Anything
Japanese.
Japanese,
Okay.
I can tinker with. I've built some Skylines in my days, Subarus, Evos, Hondas, a lot of Mazdas.
Yep.
Like he was asking me earlier about rotary. One of my best friends had a FD back in the day that we would try to drift and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like I've messed and played with a lot of cars, so I'm not afraid to work on anything Japanese.
Yeah. So
Um,
left-hand drive or right-hand drive?
They're both the same to me.
It doesn't make a difference.
I
for you?
like drifting on the right side better because I think that like this hand just does things easier.
Right.
But it doesn't really matter to me.
See, I'm left-handed,
Okay.
and having the stick shift on the left is much better for me.
Feels
Yeah.
more
Like
comfortable.
it
for you.
feels more natural.
Yeah.
Like I can of course left-hand drive feels natural to me still, but when I'm on the right-hand side, it's like, oh, this is like made for me because the world's not made for left-handed people.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's true.
Yeah.
So it's just like it gives me a whole different experience,
Yeah.
and I enjoy.
Yeah.
You know.
They're
He's
both
so used to both of
yeah,
them.
they're both cool. My Integra, dude, it's it's gonna be a fast car. It is a fast car, and I do get nervous sometimes shifting right-hand drive. But when I'm drifting, I prefer right-hand drive. I don't have a right-hand drive. Well, the Chaser's right-hand drive, but I prefer drifting on the right side, opposed to just going fast straight line.
Right.
But I'm learning.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
If I if
Oh,
I
I
lose a
gotta
couple
see you
gears,
out there
it is
in the
what
chat,
it is.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, either or, left or right hand drive, it doesn't
Okay.
matter.
I had another question for you.
Your question's been spicy tonight,
Yeah,
bro.
it's been good, man.
They've been
Um,
Keeping them coming.
give
too.
us-
Give
us,
making me think, bro. I'm
yeah.
like, damn.
Give us a message to people who do takeovers.
Before he gets into this dude, every week it's funny, like Mondays, because they.
Oh man,
they do.
I
the
know
takeover-
exactly what you're.
They do the takeovers on like the weekends and all
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Every
Yeah.
Monday morning, Tuesday morning, something like that. He's sending me a video. I'm just like, what's this? I just see somebody else getting hit by a car.
Oh, bro.
I'm just like, dude.
I
like,
send the
it's
boys
It's ridiculous.
videos all the time because
Crazy.
Friday to
ridiculous.
Sunday night, it's when the fire's happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then they get posted Monday, Tuesday, bro. I'm all on that.
It's just like, what are y'all doing?
But
I
the
try to get it
takeover
out
guys,
of my algorithm. I'm like, I'm not like watching this. I'm not,
Right.
like,
It's hard to.
yeah.
for the takeover
But
guys,
some stuff is kind of like funny and entertaining, but it's like I don't enjoy
That's
it.
just-
at all.
that's
the
like-
behavior is just funny.
It's just like it's
not
I
even-
can't fathom them. It's not like good. I just can't fathom it. It's like this is really happening.
even being over there. It's
like
just
this is really
yeah.
happening.
that's
like
what I'm
people
saying.
are
When you look
getting
at the
hit
videos
by cars, and it's like,
not like a ha ha. It's for me. It's like
how can this be happening?
Yeah,
like
it's like an
crazy, bro.
amazement. Yeah.
it's
It doesn't make
crazy, bro.
sense.
What's even good? I was
What I was
gonna
gonna say though is when you think about that, and the kids who are at the takeovers getting hit by these cars, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. They don't have the knowledge
They don't
and the
have the
experience coming up with cars. So
Yeah.
like for you takeover niggas, guys,
say,
for you takeover guys, look at what street drifting is,
Right.
and then tell me if you could do that.
well, with the takeovers with me, man, it's just like the craziest thing is like you'll see someone hop out there, try to get in the ring, on feet, get clipped, and then everybody jumping the dude who's driving. I'm like,
Oh,
why?
yeah, it's-
like,
Or when they hit a car and then they jump the dude who's
Well,
driving.
yeah, I'm
because
like,
in reality, like those aren't car enthusiasts.
They're not.
No,
They're not.
They're smashing their cars to pieces.
oh yeah,
A
they're-
lot of those cars are probably stolen.
right.
Yeah.
Like, it's,
That's a whole nother world
It's
that
just a
So
we don't
then-
know about. But
what's-
like I think I agree with you. I don't think that they're true car
They're not true
enthusiasts.
car
I think
enthusiasts.
I think it's something that's hot right now.
I think they just like having fun.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like a
getting
thing to do
crazy.
on social media, actually,
Yep.
which is crazy to even say.
Yep.
Dude,
It's a
get-
trending thing.
It's a trending
Dude
thing.
gets
bro.
clipped. He pulls out a gun, starts shit. I'm like, why do we want to even be like in that
Well,
situation?
ask yourself this.
It's a lot of.
What were you expecting in that situation,
Right,
bro?
right.
What were you expecting
Well,
to be?
that's why life's about hypothesis.
Yep.
these are young people. From what I see younger people doing this. So it's like they try dumb things, you know.
Yeah.
But the dumb things we used to try was like doing some wrestling WWE stuff, not like
Exactly. The times have
Yeah.
changed, my
Yeah,
boy.
it's changed.
It's different,
Like,
bro.
They go with whatever's
It's different.
trending.
they driving vehicles now. I didn't get
Yeah.
my first vehicle till I was in college.
Yeah.
You know?
And like, you know, for me, I guess, you know, it's not really like takeover, but we used to do a lot of streeting back then, me and my boys, and it's like we would really kind of learn how to control the car and our style of drifting on the streets. And like the takeovers, they just don't really have that. There's no like style to it.
Yeah.
You go in the ring, you do some donuts until you spin out or whatever, you know.
So what would you say is the main differences between, you know, because back in the day and still today, people go to Mexico
Oh, 100%.
and they also go do digs,
Uh-huh.
right? What's the main difference between people who do takeovers? Because it also is people who could be into drifting.
100%.
So if they're into drifting, they don't have the right knowledge. They end up at a takeover where they shouldn't be. Like, they're also doing the same thing like people who go drag race and do the quarter mile on the street or the eighth mile. But it's different, right? So what's
It's
the
way
difference
different.
to you?
I think the way that it's set up is different, and I
Yeah.
think the environment is not. I wouldn't say it's a controlled environment, but it's more controlled than a takeover is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not. Like I know Friday nights sometimes it gets a little crazy out there, but like that's not real drag racing.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to some of the digs, you know,
Yeah.
and most of the time I'm like, can't reverse a foreigner. Like this is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm going home.
But
You
it's
know
part
what
of
I mean?
car history. It's part of car
It is.
culture.
It is. It is.
People like on the East Coast right now, they get down like
That's
crazy out there.
That's street racing.
Yeah.
That's the East Coast is going to always be way different than everywhere else.
Yeah, the East Coast. is
They'll block a
different.
whole ass highway off.
I seen
bro.
they brought the Brooklyn
do.
Bridge.
Yeah.
Shut
They
that
blocked
shit.
they blocked the highway off and still let a lane to where some people
Yeah.
are still going.
Yeah.
I'm just like, how do
Yeah.
they do that?
Everybody just cordial. And
Literally.
But the culture is more advanced out there, bro. It's different. You know.
Out here, dudes will.
It's
It
very
still
slow
lives.
out here.
The culture still lives. Like
Deep.
deep.
Out
Yeah.
here, you know,
Yeah.
you're into cars and then that's like a phase for you, right? So
Mhm.
like when you're 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever. We'll even say from 16 to 21, right?
Mhm.
You're heavy into cars, right? And then, you know, something changes in your mind to where you want to do something else and then you just forget about cars or you just don't have a car. Like I know a lot of guys that I grew up with that aren't into cars at all anymore.
Yeah,
And I'm
they
like,
go in and out of the scene.
yeah, and I'm
then-
like,
yeah.
I think to myself, I'm like, damn, like, was it just a phase for you, or were you truly into that? Were you really like, was
Yeah.
it passion for you?
I have the same question because I've experienced the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because the amount that I love it, I would expect like other people to love it the same. But you know, sometimes
I grew up
they
with a
don't.
lot of people who, at that time in our life, we were so passionate about cars. Like that's what
Yeah.
we did. Here we are today, and they don't even have a car.
Maybe it could
They
be
don't
like
care. It's
they
like,
decide
damn,
where they put their money towards.
where they
You
put
know
their
what I mean?
money towards, and what's more important.
Yeah,
But it's like, you know, for me, it's different also because this is my career.
yeah,
This is what this
It's
like
your world, yeah.
this is what I do for work.
Right.
You know, so like of course I have a bunch of cars and this build, that build, blah blah blah. It's what I do for work.
yeah.
So I can understand why, like, you know,
And work is life.
I had to sell the car for my family or I had to sell the car because I got this job, how to move, blah blah blah. I get it. But like for me, even if I wasn't in the position that I'm in, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like no matter what I would be doing in my life, I would always have a car.
Yeah,
Or try so hard to have a car.
Oh, for sure.
You know.
that makes
So
sense.
it's
I would
just-
do
it's
the
weird,
same,
bro. It's weird.
I would do the same.
It's weird.
I know.
Like, some people will live in their cars. You
Yeah.
can tell it's the last thing they got.
Yes.
You know.
Bury me
I
in my
feel you.
car, bro. You
I
know what I
feel
mean?
you.
Like this is how I am. Like I'm always gonna have a toy.
Yeah,
You know, and it's just is what it is.
yeah, yeah.
Like I can't leave nothing stock, bro.
So, how do you feel about today's car culture versus like?
I love
Okay.
teaching the youngins, man.
Yeah.
I do. Like I said, despite all the bullcrap that goes on, I think that us being the older generation, being able to set those examples and giving the knowledge that they don't have there is something that, you know, I think we're put here to do.
Mm-hmm.
So me being in the position I'm in the industry, I feel like it's my purpose to give knowledge to the younger community.
That's crazy that you say that because I resonate with that so heavily. It's the era that we're in now. In the next 20 to 30 years,
Mhm.
like 40 years,
Yeah.
someone else is gonna have the torch.
Yep.
But it's like, where did it end up at?
Yep.
Car enthusiast, car and culture, like it has to move forward.
Electric power engines.
Yeah,
Yep.
and like we make the decisions. It's kind of like politics right now. It's not our generation in the offices. It's not the younger generation in the offices.
No.
It's a specific generation.
Yep.
And right now, we're making the decisions. So that's going to determine how car culture lives on in the next decades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Well, I have a question for you, my brother.
Oh man.
What is the cringiest car mod like that you see like at events?
He said crazy.
Just something that's like, why? Like when you look at it, you're like, why?
All right. Here's a good
We
one.
respect everyone though.
Here's a good one. And please, if someone can give me an answer on this, I would like to know it. Why are you guys putting wide body flares, whatever, on your cars without radiusing it and cutting it properly? You don't. Wide bodies wasn't meant to just get bolted onto your car and then boom, you're tight.
Yeah.
Car needs to be radiused. Everything like that. Car that is now your body line, right? So I really can't stand seeing over flares or a wide body on a car, and then I look under it and I'm like, it's not fully cut. All right, heck
And then you watch that dude who, why can't I think of his name? Who does the Porsches?
the RWB guy. I can't think of his name either.
Yep.
Yeah, I forget his name.
I'm a terrible name guy, bro.
I am too.
I'm not
I'm
good.
bad
at
with
They
that.
all
names.
know his face though.
Yeah,
But
I
we
know who you're
exactly
talking
what
about.
When you watch his
Yeah. Wait,
Who?
what's his name? Say that again.
Nakai-san.
Nakira Nakai.
Akira Nakai. Him?
How am I supposed to remember that? I can
hard,
barely
bro.
remember my own damn name.
I mess with him though.
But like when you watch his work versus like what you're talking
Oh
about,
yeah.
way different.
Oh yeah.
Way different.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Dude, I have clients that come to the shop and they want to do wide body, and I'm like, all right, cool. And in their head, they think it's just bolting it on and being done with it. And then I explain to them how we do it, and they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, dude, like it's not just like you come into the shop, pay me $500, and I put it on. Like it's like a $4,000 to $6,000 job. I cut your car out, I weld it, I reseal it, like everything is done
Yeah, you
correctly.
paint after that.
Paint, the hardware for the fender flares, whatever,
Wheels.
It adds up. So it's like, yeah, it's like $6,000 to do, and so a lot of kids are just like, damn,
Yeah.
damn, like
Yeah.
I can't do that right now. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that is the most cringiest for me. I have another one actually too.
Lay it on me.
The wings, man.
Ah.
The big wings, man.
Big
I
man.
just
Like the big wings on the Beamers, like 'cause I see
The
people.
Porsche GT3 got a big wing.
that's purpose.
The GT2.
He's
That's
talking
all
about-
purpose,
He's talking
bro.
about the cars that ain't supposed to.
We're talking about mods.
We talking about. Okay, I'm just making sure because
Yeah.
I like those wings.
Yeah.
Those some good.
I get down with the
Yeah.
big wing, but
Yeah.
like a big wing on a car that's not like, all right, you got a big ass GT wing, and then you're sitting here on some hubcaps and some lowering springs. What's the purpose of that?
I feel like the easiest upgrade you got to start with tint, exhaust.
Yeah.
Start.
Tell
like
me
the-
how often
wheels.
y'all see.
I feel like it's wheels always first.
Well,
Wheels,
yeah, you can go wheels
springs,
first. I feel
or
like any of
coils.
those order, like
Yeah.
you'd be fine.
Yeah.
How often y'all see the body mount wings on cars, and it's
Oh.
like
Oh,
not the
yeah.
actual body mount; they're just bolted to the ass.
Well, it just
Yeah.
makes you
know?
question like, what happened?
What made
How
you
did
want
you
to
get
do
to
that?
this point? And I never had the chance to really ask somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, it makes me very intrigued. to ask.
I've asked someone that question.
Because I'd be thinking like maybe they bought it like that
Yeah,
from
no.
somebody.
I've
you
asked
know?
someone that question.
Yeah.
I think people just go aero OD, like just want
Yeah.
all the cool aero and all that. Like
Arrow OD. he
Arrow
says.
OD.
That's
I like that.
hilarious.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
stamp
bar.
that one.
I
like that.
I have asked someone that question, bro, and I didn't mean any disrespect by it at all.
Yeah.
But I was at a meet and I asked someone, "Why'd you put a trunk mount wing on your car?" And he was just like,
He sat there.
Couldn't even find the answer.
I mean, I like the way it looks. All right, that's all. You answered my question. I have no more
Bro,
questions.
that's all it
bro.
takes. That's all it takes.
But the pause before the answer, tells me, you have no idea why the fuck you did this at all. For a split second, you thought it was badass. And then you're looking like someone's actually asking you about it. That's not coming up and you're like, dude, that's sick. And now you're in your head thinking like, why the hell did I do
But
this?
it goes back to that wanting to be involved.
Yeah.
Which is like that eagerness. But that's how you learn, I guess.
That's how you learn, I guess,
learn.
bro. Again, different times, brother.
Yeah. So
Different
what's the craziest like car shop experience you had? Like what's the craziest like situation that someone
like that
brought
I've
you?
been in?
That someone brought, like it could be a car project. Like,
Oh man, I got one that's gonna be perfect for him, dude. So this we call him Old Man Tom, and he's been coming to the shop now for about a year, and he is badass.
Is his name actually Tom?
His
or
name is Tom.
Oh, Tom.
His name is Tom, and he came to my shop about a year ago, dude. And he's like in his he just had a birthday. What was his birthday? Like 57?
Yeah.
He just turned 57, bro.
57.
So he comes to the shop about a year ago, and he walks in. He's like, "Hey, what's up, man? Like, my name's Tom. Like, I've heard about you out at the meets and the shows, and everyone says like you're the guy to come to for Hondas. And like, yeah, I want to show you what I'm doing and stuff." And he's like talking about this Integra build, dude. And he's like, "Yeah, dude, like, you know, built motor this, like redoing everything, blah blah blah, like da da da." And I'm like, in my head at the time when I met him, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, you know.
Yeah, you didn't
Sure,
think he was
dude.
gonna actually like go through with it.
Like, sure,
Yeah.
dude, bro.
Yeah.
And then he's like, we talked about it, whatever, met, and he's really cool. And then I didn't see him for a while. And I'm like, all right, cool. That was just a lot of people come to the shop and then they have these really high hopes and like you know, that they want to do. Like, hey, I want to do this crazy ass build on this car, and like they usually don't come back because it's a fantasy, right?
Yeah.
And they understand like. I give them the estimate and they're like, oh shit, 30 racks. Like,
Right.
that's crazy.
Right.
And then they don't come back, right?
So that's what Old Man Tom did.
Old Man Tom fooled me, right? So Old Man Tom comes in, right? And he does that. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, whatever, bro. You're not doing that.
Yeah.
Dude came back. And then he came back again. And then he came back again. Bro is building the most badass Integra. And he's giving my shop and my guys the opportunity to put this car together. And when I say badass, it's going to be insane. I don't want to drop too many details about it, but Old Man Tom, don't be mad at me for this, bro. Old Man Tom has been building this chassis for about 8 years.
8 years.
8 years. And it is fully gone through.
That's crazy.
Underneath the car, the body, the interior, like everything is wild. I mean,
Every
this
bolt
this
touched.
dude has touched every single bolt imaginable
So
on
it's
this car.
it's like SEMA worthy.
Exactly.
Are there any Hondas at SEMA?
There's been
I've
some.
been-
There's been
yeah.
quite a few.
Okay.
This guy went as crazy as like, you know, like the brackets behind your door panel, like for the window motor and
Yeah.
like the lock switch and stuff. My man went and polished them.
You'll never see those.
You'll never see those.
You'll never see them. They're
He
inside the
got
door.
down, like Downstar is a company that does hardware. His name's Frank. Awesome dude. Awesome products. He has Downstar hardware, and I just learned this like a week ago. Because in my head, I'm like, all right, cool. You know, blah, blah. He's like, oh yeah, no, dude, I got Downstar hardware for everything inside of the door. And I'm like, inside of the door, Tom? Like, what? Like, you don't even see that. But he's like, you know, that's the difference in build, right?
difference.
And that's what I would love to see more of in today's
difference.
culture.
Right.
Is like an all around build. You know, my first Civic that I did that was like to that level. I mean, dude, it took me probably like 8 years to build a car on that level and really be happy with it, you know. And
Takes
that's
time.
the time that people don't understand. Like, it's like, you know, scrounging for this, scrounging for that, finding this, finding that. Like, you know, it's like, you know what you want,
Yep.
and you're not fully satisfied until that is like done, right?
Right.
And so that's more of what I would want to see in today's culture. But yeah, no, Old Man Tom, bro, he surprised me with
That's
what
dope.
he's doing.
That's dope.
And,
That's good to hear.
I love
can't
the
wait to see
dude,
it.
and
We're gonna be on
I'm
the
glad
lookout
that he
for it.
came to the shop and wanted us to do it, bro. But that's probably the craziest story that I'm like, what the hell? Because again, usually I get a lot of people that want to do this, do that, and they just don't
Yep.
Right.
follow up, or they just, oh yeah, I sold the car, like I'm not really doing it. And it's because they couldn't afford it, whatever. But he has taken his time, no matter how long, and he's done all the steps to get exactly the product he wants
Right.
at the end.
Right.
And like that is respect, bro.
He's at the shop every day now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And most days he's
Well, I can't wait to
most
see it.
days he's bringing parts in.
Yeah.
I can't wait till he starts taking
We're
that
gonna
car
have
to
to
shows.
see about
Oh, yeah.
doing a video on it.
Oh
That'd
yeah.
be dope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to ask him. What's your favorite car experience that you had? Like, what's a story that you can remember that just like sticks with you, and it's like something that you just relive in your head?
Bad or good?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Man,
Bad.
that's a,
Give
that's
us
a
the
good
bad
question.
and the
Yes,
good.
give us
us
the
I
the
don't
bad.
really have any bad, bro. Every experience to me in life is like for a reason, like, you know.
He laughs everything off too, bro.
Yeah, like
I'm the
Some
same way.
most people
Yeah.
would look
I
at it
don't
as
believe
bad.
in negativity, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know, everything
Well-
happens for a reason. So like, there's really never been a bad experience for me.
We'll say the biggest learning curve, and then
Being a shop owner,
okay.
that is like one of the biggest learning curves ever in my entire life, because it is not easy, bro. And like, I did not think I'd make it this far, and we have, you know. And so that's a huge thing for me. Was just like,
That's
when
part
I
of being
first
an
started my
entrepreneur.
shop, bro, I didn't have anything.
That's definitely.
I didn't have anything. I had a little Home Depot toolbox with just scattered crappy tools in it, some husky shit and whatever, you know. No lifts. I was doing everything on the ground with jack stands, and like, you know, I wanted it so bad, bro, and I wanted to prove myself wrong. Prove to myself that I can do this, and it doesn't matter what anyone says, bro. There's tons of people who probably thought I wasn't gonna do shit, who thought I was gonna be rolling fenders out of my garage for the rest of my life, and blah blah blah. Like, I know that there's a lot of people who did not think Style Up Garage would make it this long, and we're on our 8th year in this location, bro.
Right.
You know, and like that just
It's huge.
that hits in a way that I can't really
Congratulations.
explain to anybody. You know what I mean?
Congrats.
That's
So,
big. Dope, man.
because I really started from nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
No lifts, no tools, nothing. Now I have a big ass shop, lifts, I have employee, like, you know, it's like it's so crazy. It was something that I never thought would go this far. And it did. So I think that's for me, that's like
Yeah.
a big thing.
Are you,
I'm
I was gonna ask him, are you big in like manifestation? Like, well, some people use different words for it, you know?
Like, yeah, I don't know, the word manifesting is kind of weird for me, because like,
Yeah.
I don't believe that if you keep thinking about something, it's gonna just happen.
Oh, you gotta apply it.
You have
know?
to apply pressure, bro.
Right.
So like, if I manifest this house,
Right.
I'm gonna get this house. No, if you work your ass off
You're gonna
and
get
keep
this.
your mind on the prize, then you're gonna get the house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, no, I think that I didn't manifest anything, bro. I just worked hard,
Right.
and like I didn't give up. You know what I mean? Emery's around a lot, and he sometimes is like, "What the fuck, bro? Like,
yeah.
what?"
Yeah.
Because when I clock in, bro, we open up at 9:00. We don't leave the shop sometimes until like 9:00, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Like, the guys will be gone, and I'll still be there, right? And then, you know, Emery will be there, and he'll be like, "Hell yeah, like, what are you about to do after this?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm done at the shop at 10:30 at night, but I'm gonna roll across town because this dude hit me up, and he's got a car in his garage that can't move, and he wants me to do some shit and look at it. So I'm gonna do that, then I'll be home."
Isn't it crazy? Like, and I'm making an educated guess here since you are a shop owner, but I've experienced this myself. But it's also like very meaningful, especially when you first go through it. But has there been time where you basically did a project that took all night long? You was with the homies, and you just like knocked everything out. And you was probably getting ready for something, maybe an event. Like, can you tell us about a time like that?
Getting ready for an event, or just doing
like
a project in the garage?
Just like, have you ever had a time where you had to build a car in like 24 hours?
100%. Rico's
So-
the barracks.
Even when we blew up Nikki's car,
Oh my goodness, that's
That's what I'm looking for.
That's
Like,
a perfect story.
yeah,
What's
yeah.
That's a really good one, dude. That one's crazy. But
Yeah,
I
crunch
so I
time.
have that one, and so with Nikki's car, so it's a little single cam Civic, and we're at PFI tuning with Brent and stuff, and it just let go, and all of us were just looking around at it like,
This was before Slush,
this
right?
we were trying to make it to Slush.
we're trying to make it to Slush.
Slush
And so the
Motorsports
car,
Festival.
dude, cars in the dyno is doing good, bro. Like, we
did
got
like
the
5 pulls.
Yeah, we got the boost here, we got the boost there. We're like, dude, she's solid.
kept
bro.
going up in power.
Solid.
Yeah.
So finally, we were like, all right, so, you know, we got some changes done to the car. Let's turn it up to like 10 pounds and see what it does. And we had already done a 12-pound pull on the dyno. And we were like, let's bring it down a little bit.
Yep.
So we brought it down a little bit, which was supposed to be 9 to 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Again, guys, it's single cam Civic, bro, baby turbo, just for some fun. It's nothing crazy.
Right.
So we bring the power down a little bit, dude, and Brent does a pull, and on the decel, it just explosion. And we're like, yo, what?
I remember Emery hit me up like,
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna be late to the event.
Yeah.
I was like,
And like, we didn't want to tell Nikki, you know? So we
I asked him. I was like, yo, you
I couldn't
gonna
tell
tell
her that
Nikki?
night.
couldn't tell her, bro.
He said,
planning on
nah,
telling
bro.
her, but
I think we gonna get a new motor
Yeah.
and like swap it. And
So
I was like,
so we're all at the PFI road, and we're sitting there,
that was a
and
crazy
like,
night.
if you watch the YouTube, you'll see the reactions, right? And so Brent's in the car, and he just looks at me like, what? And I'm looking at him like, I don't know, bro. You didn't do anything. Nothing happened. What happened? So we're sitting there, bro, and we're like, damn, dude, like, we really need this car at Slush. So Brent and his son Shane are like, yo, dude, there's a Civic in the field. Let's just go pull a motor out. So we went and searched for motors, dude. We found an engine, and I'm like, damn, like, the head's junk, but like, this is a good car.
Yeah.
So they're pulling the engine.
what time is it? Like,
At this point, it's like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
okay, at night.
And so
it wasn't even dark yet.
yeah, so
Almost there though.
Brent and his crew, they go to the field, start pulling the motor out. Me and my crew, we go to the lift they gave us, and we start pulling Nikki's motor out. I mean, dude, it's going crazy. They get a motor out,
There's
we get
really
our
like
motor
two
out.
teams.
And so we're sitting here and we're like, damn, dude, like this car, this engine that they pulled out of the field was missing cam caps. And so I was like, well, we could take them from Nikki's, whatever, you know. And so they're pulling it apart, and I'm like, let's just pull the head off of her car. And we pulled the head off, and I don't know how, but the head did not get touched at all. I mean, dude, the rod threw a rod.
That's
Like
crazy.
it was crazy, bro.
Mind you, there's a hole in the block. You could see through the
Right
engine
through it,
block,
bro.
You could see
Head
through it.
untouched.
That's
Perfect,
crazy.
right? So we were like, all right, bet. We'll just use this head on this block. So Emery and I, we head out. At this point, it's like, what, midnight? Midnight, we go up to our buddy Blake, dude.
We had to go to somebody's crib to get some parts.
Yeah,
for it.
gives us a head gasket and all these new parts, and we get back and we put it together, dude. And it's like 2, 3 in the morning, and me, Emery, Josh, Mario, and Shane were just like, all right, dudes, like, engine's in the car, head's torqued, like,
Man,
we're good. Tomorrow morning, let's finish it up. I had to get a bunch of stuff for Slush still. So we had to go and grab like the shirts, the hats, all this stuff. And that's in Strasbourg. So I'm doing that. They head up to PFI and they keep going. By the time I get to PFI, I mean, the car's running. So, and like, we're good to go, dude. And so
Teamwork
like, that
makes the
was
dream work.
wild. Yeah,
So
that was wild.
That was a
Makes the
wild
dream work.
like 12 hours, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
And then you had to come work.
we didn't leave out of there till
Yep.
like 3:30
Yep.
a.m.
Yep.
Like swapped the whole
That's a
motor
long day.
in a couple hours.
Yep. On top of it, my Integra had to be there, and we were having issues with that car. So like, dude, it was just like,
that's the character. In
yeah,
it.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, it was such a vibe, bro. Like,
Yeah.
just being able to keep the cars at PFI and them helping us get them done, and like, just it was just such a team effort, bro. So I couldn't be more thankful for the guys I got in my corner and stuff.
Blessed.
That's good.
So,
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, man.
Well, I got one last thing for you. To me, you're a guru.
Okay.
So go ahead and close us out with something motivational.
Something motivational.
Yeah.
Something for the people, man.
Something for the people. All right, for the people. Don't ever give up on anything that you're trying to do. I've had people tell me that I wouldn't be anything, that my shop would fail, whatever. If you keep your mind to it, anything is possible. Everyone's always going to have an opinion. It's up to you to remember that your opinion is the only one that matters for you. So anything you're trying to do, whether it's building a car, doing something in life, getting another job, whatever, always maintain your composure and always stay positive, bro. Don't let nothing bring you down ever, 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 because when it does is when you fail. So just keep it up and keep it 100. That's it.
Hell yeah, man.
I
That's
agree.
it.
That's
Spoken
That's
true.
really good advice.
That's it.
Spoken true,
Yep.
man.
So,
Protect your mindset. Keep it healthy.
that is, dude, your mindset's all you got, bro.
Yep.
That's it.
1,000%. Well, we appreciate you, Strat.
I appreciate y'all
Thank
having
you.
me, bro. It was
It
fun.
was an honor.
It was fun.
I hope
check
to
out the
actually have you
gram.
back again. I'm sure we'll do some
Yeah,
more podcasts.
yeah, like
in
I
the
said,
future.
you know,
Style Up Garage.
Solid Garage, bro. Check out the gram. I don't have a website. You know, I got Facebook. I got Instagram. Believe it or not, I got Snapchat too. People look me up on that. But check me out. You know, come through. I always love showing people the shop. So
And if anybody wants to see like some of the content or just some of the stuff we got going on in the shop, I document a lot of it on my YouTube.
Yep.
It's ACO Auto, ACOAUTO.
Definitely check that out.
Check that out, man, for
It's
sure.
good. It's really good.
Hell yeah.
And we'll see you on the next podcast. We appreciate you.
heck yeah,
Thank you.
cool.
Right
All
on.
right, brother.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
y'all.
Peace.
Peace.